Artist Grant Wood discovered the house in this painting by accident. Judith Barter, Field McCormick Chair and Curator of American Arts, tells the story.
Well, he was riding around in the country one day and he found this wonderful Gothic Revival house. And it is a wonderful house. I'd buy it in a heartbeat. And he said he wanted to paint the perfect couple that would live in a house like that. And so he engaged his dentist and his sister to pose for this picture.
As the artist said,
I imagined American Gothic people with their faces stretched out long to go with this American Gothic house.
Grant Wood never said whether this was a husband and wife or a father and daughter. She's wearing her apron, and on the left side of the painting are her flower pots and the domestic chores. He is on the right with his pitchfork, probably headed to the barn, which is also on the right side of the picture. Over his bib overalls, which mark him as a farmer, he wears a dress shirt and probably his only suit jacket, dressing up for this picture. And she wears her best apron and the family cameo. Ironically, in 1930, this neat, tidy little farm couple was already a dying breed. In 1920, this country was predominantly urban and no longer rural. And particularly in the early 30s, at the depth of the Depression, the young people were leaving the farms. This couple would have been sort of left behind in the dust.
This work reads both like a satire of the American dream and a celebration of a way of life that was quickly disappearing. Stephanie D'Alessandro, Gary C. and Frances Comer Curator of International Modern Art.
So we're standing in front of Henri Matisse's Bathers by a River. He started this painting in 1909 as part of a commission from a Russian patron named Sergei Shukin, who had asked him to make paintings for his staircase, a painting of musicians and a painting of dancers. Matisse was very excited about the commission and chose to make 3 paintings for Shukin, or at least to propose them, and Shukin said he only needed 2. But by the time Matisse proposed that 3rd composition, which would become Bathers by a River, he had already started it. So when Shukin said he didn't want Bathers, Matisse was so excited that he just kept going.
Matisse went back to it again and again. He kept changing it, experimenting, making it increasingly abstract. He took away the women's faces and made their bodies into flat planes of gray and flesh tones. He transformed the original flowing blue stream into a flat black band in the center of the composition. He added a white snake crawling near one bather's feet.
And over the years, a composition that was originally supposed to be idyllic and restful and peaceful, painted with pastel colors, became drained of color, in fact, grays and blacks and whites, and then with the coming of World War I, became a kind of solemn picture. The figures almost looked like they're turned to stone. When we acquired it, the first curator of modern art here wrote to Henri Matisse, and he wrote a postcard back congratulating us and saying that it was one of the 5 most pivotal works of his career.
Thank you all so much. I'm delighted to be here at the Art Institute. It's a real pleasure for me to come to my second American Museum home, if I can put it that way. Your collection is superb, and it's been a great pleasure for me always to think about your beautiful pictures. Here is John Singer Sargent in Paris in the early 1880s. And I want to set the stage for you a little bit. In 1887, in an article about a young American painter who he felt quite sure would take America by